Okay, guys, I don't like talking about politics when we're practicing, and I'll tell you why. Because it's too upsetting. You don't talk about religion and you don't talk about politics at the dinner table, and you don't talk about them when you're practicing. You just focus on the practice. So I want to play you guys a video. This is a long video. It's going to take your mind off this, but that's okay. That's okay. It's going to have you look at something else. And it's something that has something to do with what we're doing. So I want you just to watch this, and then I want to get your impressions afterward.
I think he's in the moment.
Yes,
He,
yes,
he's
I
not
think,
thinking about politics, that's for
yes, he's
sure.
not thinking about politics. He's thinking about the music. And sometimes you got to think about politics, but right now we're going to think about the music. Um, that's Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course. Ran, are you familiar with him? Have you seen him before?
Well, the name rings a bell, but I'm not really
They're all good. The reason I wanted to play Stevie Ray is, to my mind, and I think most people actually bring this up. He's absolutely one with his guitar. I mean, him and the guitar are the same thing. There's no difference. He's not up here playing the guitar down there. He and the guitar are just one thing. Now there are other guitar players like that, virtuosi, all right? But he in particular, you really can see that in that particular number. You see the sweat pouring off his face? I mean, literally just pouring off his face. The reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is our practices together don't do that. They don't focus on flow. And the real joy in Tai Chi is really about flow. So, what is it we focus on? Well, we focus on really the technical part of this. Learning the basic outer choreography, talking about what the martial intention are, what the Shin Yi is, um, and then working out what the Neigong needs to be to support that. And you absolutely have to do that. I mean, when you think about Stevie Ray, do you think that guy practices? How many hours a day for how many decades, not years, but decades, has that guy worked with that guitar? Our guitar is our body. And the point of doing Tai Chi is not to learn the outer choreography. And yet you have to learn it in order to get into the tent. That's your ticket to get inside the tent. The point of Tai Chi is not really even the Shin Yi, the martial intention, because we're not trying to be martial artists. We're doing something different, using that metaphor, that regime. Um, it comes much closer to what you actually do with your energy body. So it's the Shin Yi and the Neigong together that create a platform on which, if you're lucky and you pay attention to this, you can achieve flow. So let's practice for a couple of minutes. I want to practice a section. This is actually a section out of the 24, but it does not matter what you're doing. You're just doing something. Let me demonstrate this for you. A very short little section. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We're going to practice that. Susan, I'm sorry you didn't come 10 minutes earlier.
I'm sorry I missed it myself. I've just been, I'm on vacation and I just lost it there.
I totally understand. What we did was play a performance of Stevie Ray Vaughan
Ooh, I love him.
doing Texas Flood.
Oh
And
boy.
you can check that out
I'll
on the
check it out.
yeah.
Okay.
The point of it is Stevie Ray was one with his guitar.
Oh yes.
Our bodies are our guitars. And that's really the point of doing Tai Chi.
Mhm.
Is not the the scientific work, the technical work that we do in class all the time.
Mhm.
It's those things are important steps, but they lead to something else, and that's what I was just getting into. So I'm using this little section out of the 24.
Mhm.
All right? Side punch, hidden hand punch, neck punch, and clearing the arm. And we're just going to look at that
Okay.
and talk a little bit about the technical part of it, but in service to getting to flow. So, do it, Rand. Rand, do it. Do it. Let's watch you. Rand, do it. Okay. If we're going to go for flow, you all have to be aware of the chi in your body. Are there places where you are stopping its flow? Rand has a good memory for choreography. So his choreography is more or less correct, but he's stopping the flow of chi in his body. I'm going to show you one point where he does that. Rand, do it again. I'm going to say stop. And when I say stop, I want you to stop right then. Everything, including your eyes, everything stops and freezes. Go. Stop. Again, try it again. Stop. Okay, there's too much of a lag time here. All right. Let me just demonstrate what he's doing. I want you to watch my elbow. The chi is stopping in his elbow. It's better. It's going all the way out to your fist now. But think about this, guys. First of all, not to discourage anyone, but don't try to do more than you are capable of doing. That's like trying to pull something up from above. Instead, grow it from within. Right? It's true that you don't hyperextend your elbow, but you can control the extension of your elbow without stopping your chi. It's not stopping here. Rand, that's much better. That's much better. Is it technically perfect from the martial arts point of view? No, but it's much better Tai Chi. because there was flow there. There was some flow. Yes. You can open your fingers if you want. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Rand, that's from long before you were born, right? It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing, right? If there's no flow there, it won't work as a martial art, and it won't work as a health art. So what does that mean? Well, when you're practicing, especially in class, because we spend so much time working on the technical stuff, it can get in the way of the flow. The whole point is the flow. So use the technical stuff, but don't let it use you. Ride the horse. Don't let the horse ride you. So the first thing you got to do, we were watching Stevie Ray, and he was working hard. I mean, he was sweating, but he wasn't stiff. Nothing was stiff. Everything was flowing, including his sweat, right? When you do this exercise, what are you doing? I'm teaching you the technical part of this, the outer choreography and the Shin Yi and a little bit of the Negong, of the internal stuff on this. Why? That only gets you halfway there. Everything I can teach you can only get you halfway there. The other half is up to you. You have to practice, and when you're practicing, watch yourself, because the form itself will teach you. That's not a metaphor. I mean that literally. Use what you know about the Shin Yi and the Negong and watch yourself and ask yourself questions all the time. Where should my weight be? What is my waist doing? What is this? What's the timing on this? You find those things out, and that's how the form teaches you. When you do this, what are you doing? Well, for one thing, you're shifting your weight. If you don't shift your weight, where's the power going to come from? The power comes from shifting your weight. The power is generated in the legs. I mean that literally. It's not just poetry. It's generated in the legs, and then it's commanded, it's directed by the waist. So you create it in the legs. This may not seem like a big deal, but this is 240 pounds moving. If you know how to control the energy, you can create a tremendous force in that. All right? Kevin, what's the formula for force?
I'm having some serious mental. It's mass times speed.
Yes, mass times acceleration.
Accelerator.
So it's true, this is not a big motion. My teacher and Grandmaster Feng would always say the same thing. If I don't show you, you won't see it. Because they had internalized this to the point where you don't see much on the outside. They're doing most of the work on the inside. It doesn't mean it's not there. What it means is it's so efficient. They've whittled it down so it's so efficient that they get a big bang for a little buck. All right, but watch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, that's all you're doing. All right. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Kevin.
Well, that weight shift forward in the left arm, you're pulling them across your chest and breaking the elbow. So
Yeah.
that's one weight shift. Then you shift back and hit them.
Except they're both happening at the same time. Watch. Right? Close. Close. Close, open. Close, open. Close, open. Close, open. Close, open. And the weight shift, you can see the weight shift happening. There are 13 energies in Tai Chi. Hung Lu Jian Sai Le Jiu Kao, forward, backward, right, left, and Zhang Ding. The two most important are the first and the last. But Hung Lu Jian Sai Leia. Leia means to split. This is Leia. This is also Leia. Right? Part the wild horse's mane is Leia. This is Leia, split. All right, if you're going to open up and split, you have to close first. Close, open. Close, open. Close, open. Close, open. And don't stop anything. Don't do this. Watch. Don't stop. It's not stopping. I know it looks like it. Think about the tip of a whip. Does it stop? Well, in a certain sense, yeah, it does. It obviously doesn't go on forever, right? And yet it never actually stops, right? It never stopped anywhere. It ended, but it never stopped. This move is exactly the same thing. The chi is generated in the ground, right, by the legs. It's directed by the waist, and it's expressed in the hands. The chi is actually going all the way from your foot up through your body and out to your hand, right? When it gets out to your hand, as it goes through your body, if you're relaxed and you pay attention, it goes through your body. You can feel it. It's like a wave front. The wave front goes all the way out until pop at the hands. For that split second, for that 100th of a second, your hand is like steel. And then immediately it's soft again. Soft, 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 hard, soft. Soft, 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 hard, soft. All right? Pop. Just like the tip of that towel. Flick. There's something hard there, but do you see anything hard in there? No. In China, they say Tai Chi is soft, like a ball of cotton. It's so soft. But inside is hidden a steel needle, right? There's no needle, there's no needle, there's no needle, there's no needle, bam, there's a needle, and now there's no needle, there's no needle, there's no needle. Boom. Just for that second, just like with the whip. All right, none of us are trying to be martial artists. It's nice to be able to Fajin, but that's a higher level skill that's based on a lot of just soft practice. If you want to get hard, practice soft. If you want to get fast, practice slow. That's the truth. All right. So when you do this exercise, forget the Fajin. That was okay, Susan. Just think about the flow. In this case, from the foot all the way up and out. And then relax. Hidden hand punch. Neck punch. And clear the arm. All right? That sequence should just, as with everything else, should just be flow. Flow of what? Flow of your mind, and flow of the chi. One of the characteristics of Chen style Tai Chi in particular is the recognition that your mind and your chi are the same thing. They're just two sides to the same coin. All right? Good, Susan. It's soft and continuous and informed. Good, Rand. You actually got a little Fajin in there. All right. Okay, so tomorrow we'll go on with the 83. But I wanted to do that because I ran across that Stevie Ray thing, and I've been concerned that we lose sight of what we're really going for because we spend so much time doing the technical stuff. It's not about technique. It's about flow. Look at Stevie Ray. How many rules did he break? How many bad notes did he twist out of that guitar on purpose? He was doing things that I've watched reaction videos by other guitarists watching him going, I don't even know how he made that sound come out of the guitar. I don't know what he did. He did something, but I don't know what it was. All right? It's not about some kind of pretty perfection. It's about fluency. Right? It's about flow. So maybe tomorrow we'll do the first section of the 24 form that everybody knows so well, and just focus on being Stevie Ray doing Tai Chi. Yeah, Kevin.
Take a look at that the Paco de Lucia clip, and tell me whether one, there's flow, and two, if it doesn't remind you of push hands practice.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'll look at that. All right, guys. You have yourselves a great day. All right, and we will see you tomorrow. Ciao.